The management of temples in India is a multifaceted issue and not controlled by a single entity. There is a complexity in the interplay of different actors and systems in the management of these temples. Historically, before the British ruled this country, temples were largely under the control of local rulers or kings and their appointed officials. These rulers were often responsible for resolving disputes, managing temple finances, and overseeing the temple's overall administration. Ancient Hindu texts provide very few instances of guidance on these matters, reflecting a reliance on the ruler's probity and the ruler's authority. The picture becomes significantly more complicated post-independence with the introduction of various legislations and creation of various bodies aimed at regulating temple affairs in the country. State governments intruded into temple affairs. Post-independence, individual states in the country assumed primary responsibility over temple administration and regulation. Many states have enacted legislations creating dedicated departments or boards commonly known as Hindu religious and charitable endowments or identically similar departments to oversee the administration of Hindu temples within their jurisdiction. These bodies are typically headed by a commissioner appointed by the state government, and these commissioners have significant authority and they are empowered to appoint and remove temple priests, temple officials, etc. The states implement the laws relating to temples, influencing financial management, property management, and other operational aspects of temples. Now, temple trustees also play a significant role in addition to state governments. However, these trustees are often selected, confirmed, or even removed by the state government, and their reappointments or continuation requires approval and involvement of the government. Many temples, especially the larger and wealthier ones, have appointed executive officers who manage daily operations of the temples under the direct supervision of the relevant Hindu religious and charitable endowment departments of those states. In some instances, states have established advisory committees, which often lack significant powers but can still play a role in providing guidance or making recommendations. Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, and Karnataka, for instance, all have somewhat different systems for temple management within their jurisdictions, which often include boards of trustees and appointed executive officers, with the state government retaining significant control. Other states may have different structures. As we said, the Golden Temple in Amritsar, for example, is managed by an elected body. In summary, therefore, no single entity or body runs temples in India. Rather, a complex system involving state governments, temple trustees, executive officers, advisory boards, and at times even courts share this responsibility of governing temple, with the balance of power varying widely based on both the state in question and the temple's specific characteristics. Autonomy of temples and management of funds is an important question. The question of whether temples should be completely free from government control is intertwined with how temple funds are managed and used. The optimal level of government involvement in temple affairs remains contentious. I, for one, strongly believe that temples must be left alone and governments of the day should have little or nothing to do with temple governance. But be that as it may, in terms of my view, proponents of state control cite the need of state control to prevent corruption and ensure transparency in managing vast temple wealth in the country and to facilitate the use of temple funds for social welfare. A legal framework, they argue, is essential for dispute resolution and accountability. Historically, the state has played a role in protecting religious institutions. However, conversely, critics strongly argue that excessive government intervention curtails religious autonomy, creating opportunities for political manipulation and potentially destabilizing temple finances. Excessive control over temple resources and appointments can lead to conflicts that undermine religious freedoms. Ultimately, the balance between government government oversight and temple self-governance requires a careful consideration. While preventing financial mismanagement and ensuring accountability are vital, minimizing the potential for political interference and respecting religious autonomy are equally crucial. The current system, with varying degree of state control across different regions, is suboptimal, and as I said, I for one would support complete deregulation over state control of temples in India.